someone said something really smart, and they said that perfume or success is like a perfume. We can smell it but never drink it. So here we will smell the perfume, but we are not going to eat it or drink it. So here, this is I thought that you gave the space to go and to use intuition again. And I think that intuition is the one thing maybe I feel today, being an outsider of the luxury industry, that we lose in this business. That we're not using intuition. And intuition and instinct are the two elements that are the heart of the industry or the family of luxury. And you know, I'll tell you the story. I mean, from my angle, that Frédéric called me on the phone and asked if I would like to do a perfume, and I was like, oh, yes and no and no and yes. And I always knew the work of Frédéric, and I always have so much respect, because first time I saw it was in Barney's, and then here in France, I mean, the gorgeous stores of perfume. But I didn't know if I wanted to do a perfume. I didn't know if the word collaboration was right for me. And then it wasn't a collaboration, it was an end result of friendship and I think even love and respect. And I thought, you know, when we started the perfume, we have already something in mind, and we talked, and then one day, like about a month before today, I called Frédéric and I was shaking because I didn't know how to tell him. And I said, you know, I'm getting like on the 3rd of October, Editions de Parfums. I will be actually an officer and a gentleman. And
so I wear my suit.
Thank you. And I said, you know, it's the first time in so many years that I'm inviting the whole fashion industry, but I have not one dress I'm showing. And I'm doing it during Fashion Week. We're squeezing, you know, the Légion d'honneur between two défilés. So I thought how embarrassing it would be for me to just come and show nothing, where everybody is like coming for a show. And then I asked Frédéric if there is a possibility to make an essence of a dress, un parfum d'une robe. So I wanted people to leave the place and maybe not to see a dress, but to smell a dress. And I thought that the idea of smell, I mean, was so emotional, because, you know, there are some clothes that we buy that we cannot get rid of. So either you give it to your daughter or son, or you keep it somewhere. And more I hear that people like didn't really throw a lot of my clothes away or didn't give it. And there is something about a piece that you smell, and it's not vintage because you didn't find in a flea market, but it's maybe a perfume of a dress of someone you love. And that was the story of this perfume. And then we thought how superstitious we are, or how superstitious I am, and then he agreed that he is too as well, to unveil for the first time a perfume before it's done. And why not superstitious? And we are superstitious, and we are living in time that everything is so programmé and everything is so computerized, and every knowledge is just to be found if you need. But there are things that are above the knowledge, that are above mechanical, that are above, the technology, which is like le sixième œil. And maybe this is like the sixth eye. I mean, it's that one magic thing that you don't know why. It's like the scents, the perfume in the end. Everybody told us that they love one, and we believe in the opposite. And we said, we go with something that we love. So again, it was an intuition. And I think that the whole idea of fashion, like the idea of perfume, is actually not just to create a brouhaha so it looks good in the photo. Actually, perfume doesn't look good in the photo. It has to look good on the body. Like a dress, she doesn't have to look good on the photo, she has to look good on the body. And that's maybe the common thing between fashion and perfume. It has to look good and feel good on the body, not on the photo.
We live in a world where people are completely entitled. It's a very visual world, and they are given whatever they want. A Nike with a green sole, with a red tick, with an orange inside, with whatever. I see my kids, they sort of do their shoes themselves almost. But it doesn't leave much to imagination, because it's these websites sort of guide them. And a good perfume to me is a bit like a book, in the sense that everybody can sort of recreate his imagery when in his dream when smelling it. And a perfume like this one is a bit of an invitation to travel, and it's a piece that people can. It's one smell with many facets, with very rich and all that, but it's one smell which has been decided by us, and then, like a good book, people see the image that they want to see with this.
You know, when we do dresses and you just like take the dress from the oven and it's still hot, and then people come with calculator and they're like, okay, there are like 5 meters of fabrics and red more expensive. It's like that is the moment that the dress doesn't belong to you. And the moment I think that they will cover this with a plastic and they'll put a price tag, that
I
moment.
hate this price tag.
Yeah, but you know
one of my
that.
big fights in life.
But you know what, Frédéric? Maybe this is the moment that this perfume belongs to the women, and it's not us anymore.
That's true.
We finished. We gave birth, to a baby. There were no mutation here. There was only love and friendship, and I hope that it will come here. I do also say that when you put a lot of good energy, you feel it, you smell it. And I hope that people will have that feeling that it was all done with a lot of love and respect.